SAfm, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. A guilty verdict for Jup and co-accused, and Agriculture Minister speaks on food security. That's in the news. Good afternoon. Musician Mulemo Jup Maruganye and his co-accused Themba Chabalala have been found guilty on 4 counts of murder, 2 of attempted murder, and driving under the influence of drugs in the Protea Magistrates Court in Soweto. The court, which was packed to capacity, has adjourned. This is how Magistrate Namabidi delivered the verdict.
Accused are convicted of the following counts. 4 counts of murder, Andile Ivan Tombeni, Mlungisi Twai, Prince Tamsa Ngamahure, and Pumelelo Masimuna. Accused are also convicted of 2 counts of attempted murder, where the state proved beyond reasonable doubt that they attempted to kill Fumani Mshwana and Frank Mlambo.
Our reporter Pearl Makubane has been covering the trial.
Emotions are running high. Some have even passed out upon the delivery of the judgment. Chabalala and Jup are in disbelief, as the magistrate has given everyone a short break to remain calm. From Makubane, SABC News, Protea Magistrates Court.
The gold mining sector remains under threat following the collapse of talks between the Chamber of Mines and unions yesterday. Gold mines around the country have been hit by unprotected strikes, with workers demanding monthly salaries of between 12,500 and 16,000 rand. Meanwhile, shares of JSE-listed Gold One International have plummeted 6.1%. The SABC's Rulani Paloi looks at the situation at various mines.
Goldfields says more than 19,000 of its 26,000 employees are now on strike. Mine workers at KDC West have been on strike for more than a month, while those at KDC East joined the strike yesterday. Anglo Gold Ashanti says it has no plans to fire its employees who have been on strike. However, the company says it is unable to meet the 12,500 rand demanded by the workers. Meanwhile, Gold One, which is not a member of the Chamber of Mines, has suspended all operations at its mine, citing security concerns. Rulani Baloi, SABC News.
KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Mamunye Ngobeni has ordered a probe into police conduct after the shooting of an IFP member outside the Ntuzuma Magistrates Court north of Durban yesterday. An NFP leader allegedly shot IFP member Siya Dlamini twice during a confrontation between members of the two parties. The incident took place in full view of police and other bystanders. Police spokesperson Vincent Mdunge.
The provincial commissioner has been very clear that he is going to conduct an internal investigation to ascertain as to whether there could have been any element of neglect by our officers. But we are confident that our officers acted swiftly and promptly, and they arrested the perpetrator who perpetrated the crime instantly at the scene, and the firearm that was used in the commission of an offense was seized immediately.
Aviation expert and editor of SA Flyer magazine, Guy Leach, has warned that South African Airways' turnaround strategy will fail if the airline's fundamental weaknesses are not urgently addressed. Yesterday, Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba announced that a task team has been set up to advise on the turnaround strategy. This after the airline made a 1.3 billion rand loss for the year 2011-2012. Leach says not enough is being done to address the losses.
And they're not dealing with any of the other fundamental weaknesses of the actual organisation and the structure. So it looks like we're going to go into next year with everything much of the same and without actually a good plan. So I have to say, although I was at the presentation yesterday and the minister does make a very good presentation, I'm not convinced that we've seen enough actual effort to address the losses in the airline.
And finally, Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries Minister Tina Joemat-Patterson says although the country is food secure, there is still a need for household food security. She's been speaking to hundreds of people at the World Food Day celebrations in Sokulumi village near Bronkhorstspruit in Mpumalanga. This year's theme is Agricultural Cooperatives, Key to Feeding the World. The theme has been chosen to highlight the role of cooperatives in improving food security. And recapping the top story, musician Molemo Jup Maruganye and his co-accused Themba Chabalala have been found guilty on 4 counts of murder, 2 of attempted murder, and driving under the influence of drugs.